I'm back. I'm back. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Now adjusting my camera just a little bit. This is Connie and I am live. It is Friday morning and today I want to make a few Christmas cards. Just a couple. I am happy to announce that I have busted out my Brother Scan and Cut. And so I just thought I'd show you. I have this Yuletide Village stamp set that I really like, but it doesn't come with any die cuts. And I'm going to create a scene card today where I don't have to die cut, but I also want to create one card where I need die cuts. And so I've learned how to make some cutouts using my Brother Scan and Cut. This is the one I bought at Daisy Lane, and I hadn't even turned it on until yesterday. Anyway, so here's the thing. It has just a tiny little learning curve. One thing about these images is that there are a couple of areas like here where there's a break in the line, and the Scan and Cut only likes to see lines that go, continuous. So you have to use like a little pencil or something to put those lines in, and after you're done, you can erase the lines. But otherwise, it's like it doesn't know where to cut. So that was kind of an interesting little thing that I learned. And the other thing was I've cut several things now, but this one, for some reason, it saw some kind of weird shadow and it just cut this extra thing on the side, which I thought was kind of interesting. And I've heard from people that every now and then it just does that. I don't know why. Like it just sees something, a shadow on your paper or something that's not there. Anyway, if these had dies, I think that it would have taken me about the same amount of time to use my dies as the Scan and Cut. That could just be my inexperience with it, but it's perfect for this. And I could do a whole sheet of these and it would cut them all out, and then I would just have all the parts and pieces. So I thought that was interesting. Okay, since I have these out, I'm going to set these up here for a second, and I want to make a card. Let me show you a card I made yesterday. I was playing around with the Scan and Cut, and I went ahead and made this card, and you can see when the Scan and cut my images out, it cut them out like weirdly, some of them weirdly close. There's a setting on there where you can add like a border around your image, just like you would see with a die cut. And I didn't use it at first, and I didn't like how that cut out on the edge. But when I added the little border, it turned out fine. So that was interesting. The other thing was I noticed I have like 4 different kinds of white cardstock, and some of them are really thick and some of them are thin. And the really thick one, I really needed to play around with the depth of that cutting blade because it didn't want to cut. That's why it looks a little rough, is because it didn't want to cut through that heavier cardstock. So lessons learned, just saying that Scan and Cut is really cool. I can see where it's going to pay off. But, not if I just want to cut 1 or 2 little things. I think if I have a whole sheet of stamped images, it'll be perfect. So anyway, This is the first card that I made. I'm actually like, oh my gosh, I gotta start making some Christmas cards here. So today I want to make a card using these little dies, or these little houses. I love this little Yuletide Village. And you know, every year these stamp companies come up with the little houses. So that's nothing new, right? That is, you know, that's basically like a standard thing. So you probably have some in your stash somewhere, right? It wouldn't shock me at all. Getting my blocks out here. Is that big enough? Yeah, just barely. Okay, I want to do the little church. I'm just going to make a little scene. And I usually, when you stamp scenery, it's kind of important to stamp whatever is in the foreground first. So if you're going to, for example, put a tree up front, you need to stamp what's up front and then make a mask, like a Post-it note mask or something, to do the rest. So I'm going to mask a few little things here and there, but I just want to show you how I'm going to do that. So I'm going to start with the church. And I'm just going to put it right in the center, kind of down at the bottom. Okay. And this stamp set has several little things that you can use to make a scene. And one of the things that I really like is there's this little like tiny brick wall. And for example, the scan and cut would not work for that very well because it has so many broken little images. It's not like a clean line. All right, so I'm gonna add a wall over here to the side, and I just want it coming off of the church like that. Now, if you wanted it to be shorter and you didn't want it to go all the way to the edge, you could, you know, take a Post-it note and put it right here and then stamp it wherever you wanted it and make it as big as, or as small as you want. Okay, now I think I want a couple of trees. There's one tree right here already. Let me get a smaller block. Okay, so let's talk about this tree. I know I want one here up front. The ink I'm using today is VersaFine Clear. You know, I use the Memento ink a lot. So I have one there. It looks like it's in the foreground because it's bigger. But I think I want one back here too. And I don't want it to be so big. So what I'm going to do is I have like a little Post-it note. Anyway, my VersaFine Clear ink, it basically is on my desk like all the time. So I usually just grab whatever's there. But I use Memento ink a lot for alcohol markers also. Okay, so I'm masking off the bridge. And I want it right on the line because I want the tree to I don't want there to be a white gap between the bridge and the tree. And I mask off the side of the church. Now, I can make this tree go way up high. I can bring it down. It can be small. It can look like it's behind the bridge. And then when you peel your mask off, see how that looks? How it looks like it's right there behind everything, which is awesome. The other thing that I want is I want one tree dimensional. Let me get out my scrap papers here. And that way I can cut that one out and make it dimensional. Now see, I should have cut it with my scan and cut. I don't know what I was thinking. All right, so these need to dry just for a second before I color them in. One of the things that I really like about Christmas time is that it is the time for embossing. Gold embossing, silver embossing, glitter, you know, all the bling. I really like it. And so I want to put a message up here at the top. And what message do I want? I have these messages. Peace on Earth would work. Let's do Peace on Earth, and we'll emboss it. Are you guys into embossing? It might be too much, right? But okay, I'm just gonna make sure. I haven't used this much, so. To emboss, what you need is, you need a few things. You need an ink that's super wet, and I typically use either a Versamark watermark stamp pad that's clear, or a pigment ink stamp pad, and either one will work just fine. As long as it's wet, you're good. And then you need like something to collect your powder. You need powder. I think I'll do silver. This is metallic silver, wow. And you need a heat source, and the heat source I have is a little bit off camera. Hold on a second. My heat tool is a Ranger heat tool, so I have it off here and ready. Okay, the other thing is, since I just put wet ink on here, I'm going to put my anti-static tool, and I put mine on a clip because that powder is gross. I don't like to touch it. It's just like cornstarch or something, but I gotta tell you, it drives me nuts. All right, let's put that nice juicy wet ink on there. And the problem with this ink is it's a little hard to tell if you have it on there because it's clear. It's a sticky, gooey ink, and so it tends to cover pretty well. At the beginning of every Christmas time, before I start Christmas projects, I always re-ink my Versamark stamp pad, whether it needs it or not. All right, let's do it kind of turned. How's that? Like that. And I just want to make sure I have a good impression. And of course, you can't really see it very well. You can kind of see the shadow. You can kind of see the shadow. And it's wet, so this powder is going to stick to it. Isn't that neat? Okay, so as long as the powder's on there, you just don't want to touch it because it'll knock the powder off. But in the meantime, I'm cleaning up my mess. A couple weeks ago, I dumped an entire vial of white embossing powder. It just innocently, tipped over, but it went airborne, and it is on every single surface. I tore down my entire desk. I took everything off. I've scrubbed it twice. It's still there. And so it's just an interesting problem. Okay, so this is not a hair dryer. This is a heat gun. It gets super hot. Some people will I used to use a toaster, and then in the past I have used light bulbs, but in reality, you need something super hot. If you have a wallpaper stripper or something on that order, as long as you don't burn yourself, you just want something to get that powder melting. And when it melts, it starts looking shiny. See the difference between that as it melts? And then it looks all shiny, and then you're all done heating it. My heat tool is starting to sound just a little sick. Like, it doesn't normally make that rattly noise. So now I'm like, oh gee, I probably need to start watching for another deal on one. I like this Ranger one because it is a soft sound. Some of the long skinny ones are so loud. It's a little crazy. Okay, I want to do a little bit of coloring on here, not a lot, just a little. And I'm using, do I want the dark? This is the dull green blend. Oh yeah, I like the dark on that. Okay, so I'm just gonna color in a little bit of this tree. And there is snow on it, so I want to leave some of it white. And I'm not doing anything fancy on here. I'm just coloring in enough to where it looks like there's snow on some of the branches like that. So I have to do the same thing to the other 3 trees on here. Sorry, it's so boring to watch someone color, but especially someone like me where I don't do a lot of shading and cool intricate things. I tend to just color kind of basically. I'm going to do a little bit here. And this one. We also have a wreath that is on the church that would be green. So I'll color it green, maybe a lighter, just for the difference, you know. Okay. I'll use the lighter color and we'll color in the wreath. All right. Yeah, good. There's that. Now I have this brown. This is the tan blend. I want to color the doors. This is such a small spot. I don't need to do much blending. Now the rocks, I'm going to outline with the darkest color of the tan blend. Look at that. I'm just making dots all over it. And then I'm going to use a little bit lighter color and just color in the rest of the bricks or stone. I could have made them gray. Okay, I'm going to do blue last. I have red, just a little bit of red because there is a bow on the wreath and I don't think there's any other red in here. I have the brown gray blend and I'm going to start with the lightest color. And I'm just going to shade the outline of the church. I'm not going to color the entire church gray. I could, but I kind of like how it looks a little bit white. So move that a little closer. So I just outlined it. And now I'm going to use the darkest color. Yeah, and I'll do the windowsills and the steps. I could outline the path, the walk a little bit. Maybe I'll just color that in a little. Nice. Okay. What do I have next? I have the blue. Okay, so this is True Blue Blend. And the nice thing about the True Blue Blend is the lightest color is super light. And it is perfect for, you know how, I'm going to make this steeple blue. I'm going to make the roof blue. But it really is kind of perfect for like edging snow, edging the snowman, edging, you know, like that snowman that I made here. I edged him in this True Blue Blend, and you can see I just did around the circle, and then I added stickles to him. But that's a nice way to do snow. Oh, I forgot a roof. I'm gonna do this in gray. There. Okay. Now, I'm going to just a real light then do the snow like this. And you can kind of see just a little bit like that. And I'm not going to do anything with this snow on the roof because I'm going to put stickles or something on it. But the windows could use a little something just to make it look like there's a, you know, like a glare. Like you can tell that it's a window pane. All right. So basically there is my card, except it needs sky. I'm moving all of my stuff out of the way here. So I'm going to use my Glacier ink. And I'm just going to I'm going to start with the darkest ink around the edges, and then I'm going to real soft kind of go in here between the trees. I don't really want to color my snow blue. Of course I am, because I'm too lazy to mask that off. If I took my Post-it note and put over that, I wouldn't have to worry about my tree snow looking blue. I kind of like that piece on Earth being in more of a white zone also. All right, I think I am going to have to put something on the church of snow though. I'm going to put that there and that there, just so the snow on top of the church doesn't look blue. Okay. Then I got the hard edge. That is not good. The hard edges are really hard to get rid of when you're blending. It's you almost have to blend it to its darkest point to do that. But it's not bad. I'm going to leave it just like that. How obvious is it? Not terrible, but you can see it. Okay. And I have my little tree really quick. I'm just gonna fussy cut this. When I fussy cut, people are always commenting to me that I'm fast at fussy cutting. I leave my scissors still and I move this hand all over the place. That's what I'm doing. See how I'm moving my left hand? I'm in, out, in, out, in, out. I'm not doing that with the scissors. I'm doing that with my left hand. It's so much faster, you guys, to fussy cut that way. And that's why everybody always thinks I'm really fast at fussy cutting, is because I've learned that little trick. That's a trick I learned from my mother a long time ago. All right, and I just really like the idea of this tree being down here in front. And that just gives it a smidge of dimension, right? Okay, Now, let's see. I really want to put this on silver because, hello, it is Christmas time. It's so pretty. So let me just trim that real quick. I say that real quick like it's really easy, but sheesh, I have got stuff everywhere. Grab one of my card bases. This is a top fold card base. I'll just take like an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, cut it in half, score it. And what's nice about this, if you're gonna give these to people who display your cards, it's upright, so that's kind of nice. Especially like when I give cards to JJ and the elderly, I think about like they're probably laying in bed or sitting in a chair, and would put the cards on display somehow. I remember in the hospital, you know, we used to tape them up to the cabinet doors and stuff so people could see their cards. But, okay, I love it. What do you think? Oh, you know what this needs? It needs a little snow. This set has these little bitty snowflakes. It's not my favorite. I would almost rather use a white pen and just dot everywhere, but just so you can see, it's just a weird shape is all. So and I'm like, I don't understand the shape. It's supposed to be sort of rando so that, you know, you don't have like an obvious pattern to your snow, but it's weird. I'm tempted to do a little stamp surgery on this one. Okay, let's see. Let me put this back so I don't lose it. I'm bad about losing things. All right. Ta-da! Now the very last thing on this is stickles. This is diamond stickles, but gosh, any of the white, this one's almost empty. Any of their white stickles would work, and it looks like I may have to get them out. Let me grab my other stickles. I have so many, you guys. I have crystal, I have diamond, I have twinkle, stardust, and they all to me look the same. This one has a tendency towards purpley blue. You can kind of see that. Okay, so basically I am just going to kind of paint using my stickles. I don't want a big glob of stickles. I just want it to be glittery. Like you could use a shimmer pen or something, but it's a lot more fun to use stickles on, especially for Christmas. And they have some that are white, and I want to say the color is frost or something like that. I own all of them. I'm a stickles-aholic. I'm one of those people that hoard them. So like that diamond color, I probably have 3 or 4 of those because I use it so often. It's my favorite, but all of these work. And I'm just painting on the stickles where the snow would be. And then I'm just going to do a little bit where I put like the blue shade on the snow. And then I'm going to dot, 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 dot. I don't really want a lot of dimension. I just want the snow to be shimmery. And of course, I need to set this somewhere to dry so that it won't get smashed. But look how cool. And it's so pretty. Isn't that pretty? Oh, I just love it. Okay, second card. Let me set this somewhere safe. I'm not safe. Okay, I want to do another top folding card. And this time, I'm going to make a panel for the top of it. Okay, that's the UPS man. The UPS guy is at our house like every day because my daughter's into Sephora. And man, they deliver like all the time. Okay, this is my die cut. Moose, enough. Moose. I may have to go get him or we'll be hearing barking the whole time. Okay, this is a 3-inch circle die. I'm just going to cut this and beat up my dog. Just kidding. Hey, Mooster, come here. What are you doing? Is there somebody at the door? He's by my feet. Sit down here and relax a minute. Goodness. Okay, I'll use the circles on something else and I'll put this away. And what I want to do is I want to make a cover panel for my card that kind of sticks up like this. And I want all those little houses that I cut, I want those on the inside. Not all of them, but you know, a couple. I want those like inside the circle and then this part dimensional. And then I have a couple of trees that I'll put on the outside with a message. Cool, right? I love that idea. Do I want to do any embossing? Oh, I know. I think I'll stamp some snow up here. I have the snow set. What is it called? Pardon. Frozen Edges. And I've been really wanting to use this right here. Let me color my a couple little houses first. I want to do these like gingerbread. And so I'm going to color them brown. And I just have a little scratch paper here. I just want to make sure the colors I'm using look good. And I'm not doing anything too fancy here. But I just want them to look like kind of like candy houses. So, what's everybody got going on today? I am running errands. Yuck. I hate running errands. And one thing I really have been wanting to do is go out to the pumpkin patch and get some pumpkins. And the way our weekends have been lately has not worked out well. Do I want to make all of my houses brown like gingerbread, or do I want to make one pink? I think I want to make some pink. Let me see. That might be too bright. We'll see. Anyway, it's kind of getting to be that time of year. I realized a couple of my neighbors have started putting out their Halloween decorations. And you know, I always put out stuff for Halloween. And I was like, oh, I guess it is October. It's that time. How are you doing, Annette? I think it's about time for you to come over and play. I think it would be fun to have a Christmas card day. I told you I'm like way behind. I haven't even started Christmas stuff. I keep playing with fall things and I'm having fun with Halloween and fall, but I just I realized if I don't get started on my Christmas cards, I really am not going to get enough of them made. So I'm fast at cards in general, but my problem is I really love making all my cards different. So I do not like all of my cards to be identical. And then I really like to pick and choose cards for different people. You know what I mean? Oh, this is so cute. I'm liking this. And let's see. I feel like it needs to be darker. This is magenta for all of you tri-blend marker people. I just grabbed a bright pink, which is probably you're probably like, whoa, that's bold. And I think the bow, oh, that's really cool. Okay, and then I need the gingerbread roof. Okay, the only thing I have left on the houses is the little bitty blue, oh, and that would be so amazing, but I signed up for a Pink Fresh holiday card class, and I'm going to be doing that the next 2 days. I'm open other weekends. I'm open other days, though. It's just a really weird, rare moment for me to be busy on a weekend. There's a wedding that we were supposed to go to Sunday, and I'm not sure if we're going or not. I only say that because it's like family only, but we're not family. All right. I love these little houses. They're so cute. Ah, I have trees. Dang, I hate coloring trees. All right, I'm going to make these a lighter color. Kind of since the... candy house look is lighter. This is, I may just do one. I think I'll just do one. This is dull green, which... One thing about the tri-blends is they have a whole lot of different greens. And one thing I've noticed is it's missing a particular shade of green that I like. And so I need to go into the... Stampin' Up! Markers and see if they have the green that I'm missing. Okay, if I put that in here in the circle, and then I put this in here, and then maybe I'll make a hill of some kind out of my scrap to put, behind. I just kind of want that to look like there's a hill of snow. Okay, what color should my snowflakes be? Pink? Would pink look weird if I made my snowflakes pink? Boy, that might be weird, but I'm gonna do it. Okay, let's see. have flamingo. This is the other thing I have issues with. I have this pink, and I don't have anything in between. I need an in-between pink. So, what is that color that I am missing? I've looked through Stampin' Up, and I don't think they have a good in-between pink either. I don't know. But I think I need this one. Okay. I've never used the stamp set before, so I'm just going to rub it off on my hand. Make sure. Oh my gosh, it's raining out, you guys. I didn't know it was supposed to rain. So much for the pumpkin patch idea. That ain't happening. All right. And I'm just gonna put this up here. Ah, yeah, cool. Let me just wipe that. And then I need a little message down here. I'm wiping off my snowflakes. Sorry, it took me a sec here. I have this Peaceful Season set. Bubblegum pink. Bubblegum. Maybe second generation. Yeah, see, like that probably would have been okay as a second generation. It would have been better. It's not great. All right, let's see. I like that love from our home to yours. So I'm cracking out all of my new stamps today because, gosh, I can't believe that I haven't used these yet. I just can't believe it. All right, is it straight? Yes. These photopolymer ones are so sticky when you first open them up. And I want to put this on a strip. Do I have a good strip? Or I could just put it direct. I'll just put it direct. I think it'll look fine. I need to use the same pink though, otherwise it'll look weird. I could use black. Yes, this is the Yuletide Village. Do I have it in front of me? Yes, I do. I have like a stack of things in front of me. I love it. 164310, yes. Ta-da! Clean this off. Is pink too much? I don't know. I really like it. It's gonna be weird. It's gonna be different, but I like it. Okay. Gotta keep those stamps together. All right, I have my card. I have my base. I need the sky done behind this. So here I am with my this is my actual card base, top folding card base. You know, Heather, if you just popped on, you missed me saying I finally broke out my Brother Scan and Cut because those do not have dies. And I think they cut really well. There was only one weird glitchy one. It's like it saw a shadow or something on it, and I don't know, it's just strange. So I'm just blending ink so that it will have a blue background behind my houses, like a sky. All right, set that aside. I really want this snow in the bottom down here to time to get out my glue. And I'm just going to put a little bit of glue back there. And now, let's see. I want a little bit of glue in here. I'm tucking my little house in a little bit. And then this house, I think I'm going to put behind the hill. Like that. And then the tree, I think I'm gonna make it dimensional on the front. But first, let me get out my foam. Okay. Ugh, let me get out thinner foam. This foam is too wide. Where's all my thinner foam? All right, well, it's gonna have to be these, sorry, a pain, but I'm putting my foam on my connection points, you know, because I didn't have a lot of glue spot, if that makes sense. Like, there wasn't a lot of surface on my snowbank that I made. And I don't want, there to be squishy areas on my card where, you know, where it sinks in a whole lot. I want it to be popped up. And I would have used even thicker foam, except that I'm just going to use that rest of that sheet. I would have used even thicker foam, but I do want to be able to mail this because when I make Christmas cards, I like to make them all very different. And yes, some of them I'll be giving to JJ, and those don't get mailed, so I can make those super dimensional and it won't matter. But the ones I mail, I don't want to spend a fortune for. I often already do spend a fortune for my Christmas cards anyway. It's the only time of year I really, send a bunch. Scan and cut. Steve's outside doing the recycles. My scan and cut is a $350 something. I paid $125 for it, and I think brand new these are somewhere in the 300 plus range. Gosh, Moose, stop. He's right there. You don't have to bark at him. He's like, come get me. I want to be out there with you. I need to start shutting the door when I do these. Okay. What do you think? Is that cool? Okay, and of course, since I have stickles, I need stickles. You know, I don't know about the blue twinkle stickles. Let me see if I have another diamond or... I have Stardust. I think Stardust is multi. Like, it twinkles multicolor. Whatever. I doubt it really matters, but all right. I'm putting this on the snowy rooftops. And you don't have to be very careful with stickles on snow because, I mean, the whole idea of it is it shimmers and that is so cool. Now, do I want stickles up here or do I want gems? Yeah, so that scan and cut is pretty cool. So far what I did is I did a full sheet of images and I just scanned it and ran it through and it cut them all. And the caveat is, like on these houses, all the lines they're a little sketchy. They're sketchy lines instead of solid lines. So like on the house where, you know, the snow doesn't meet right there, for example, the scan and cut doesn't see that. It might go in and cut. So you need to like use a little pencil mark there and fill that in on your outline. And so, you know, whatever. All right, so here's my Christmas cards. I love this, by the way. Love the pink. What's wrong with me? Let me get this other one that's probably still wet. The church. Ah, little snowman. And as far as time goes, like what I said earlier is like, I had a sheet of like 2 of these, 2 of these, 2 of these. It would have taken me about the same amount of time to die cut them because I would have done it in 2 passes. So I would have done these 3 images at once and then 3 images at once and been done. And that probably would have been about the same amount of time as scanning and then cutting the scan and cut thing. The difference is these do not have die cuts. So, and think of the money you could save if you just got a set of die cuts where you didn't want where you didn't want to do like if you didn't, you know, Stampin' Up is smart in the way they do their die cuts in that they add extra. Like they didn't just make die cuts to cut out the images. They made the die cuts a fancy tag shape. So, you know, you have options of, you know, the fancy tag shape, which you can scan those kinds of things into the scan and cut. I'm just not that savvy to do that yet. And that's not why I bought it. I truly bought it so that I could get out all my stamps, do tons of images all at once, and then just run it through without having to individually die cut every little thing. Like I could get out all of these stamps and just stamp an 8.5 by 11 sheet and just throw it in there and they would all be cut out. And then I can just put things together and I don't have to die cut each thing. It does take a lot of time to do that. Especially when you're like me. I have stamps from every company. I have things from everywhere that you know, not everything has a die cut. Sometimes I have to fussy cut, you know. But anyway, what do you think? Good? All right, it's been an hour. I'm done. I made 3 Christmas cards. I am so thrilled. I guess it is about time for me to go start doing errands. And then I got to prep for Pink Fresh because it's the next 2 days. And I'm sorry if you feel like I blitzed your feed with lots and lots of, cards and stuff. But I am pumped at how many cards I was able to make last weekend. And I think Pink Fresh, the class is, I don't know. Usually it's like one to two per class, and there's 6 classes. So it's not as many, but I usually make double. I try to make 2 of each one. Hard to do sometimes because they're very intense. The Pink Fresh class, I've taken several times, and the classes are time consuming. Like each card is an intense project. Kind of, like each one is like this. It's like a lot of little detail things that you're doing. But anyway, and you might have noticed on this one, I white embossed that snowflake stamp. I've been using this falling snow stamp a lot on different things, and I really like how that looks. And it would look good with the village thing too. See? Isn't it cute? Ah. So, all right. Have a good day. Have a good weekend. And I'll touch base next week. Bye-bye.